Let me tell you, if you'd asked me a year ago whether I believed in miracles, I'd have laughed right in your face or maybe just glared depending on the day. Because after 20 years trapped in a wheelchair, 40 million bucks in the bank, and nothing but empty rooms and even emptier days to show for it, I was the last guy you'd expect to have a story like this. But then one snowy December night, a little girl showed up at my door, hungry, barefoot, wearing a jacket barely fit for fall. Never mind a Massachusetts winter, and she asked me, a paralyzed millionaire, if I'd trade my leftovers for a miracle. "I can make you walk again," she said. And I'll admit I almost slammed the door in her face, but something about those big blue eyes stopped me cold. Yeah, that really happened. Let me back up a sec. I'm Bob Harrison, and 20 years ago, a drunk driver took my legs and left me with a house so big I could get lost in it, but not a soul who cared if I ever made it out of bed. My wife left after 5 years of bitterness. Friends drifted away one awkward visit at a time. And even my mother, bless her, could hardly bear to look at what was left of me. If you've ever been truly alone, you know money can't buy you a damn thing when it comes to hope. On this particular night, I was watching the world turn white outside my window, thinking about all the things I'd lost when the knock came. Quiet, hesitant, persistent. I opened the door and there she is, Lily, 6 years old, skinny as a fence post, talking like it's perfectly normal to walk up to a stranger's mansion and ask for a plate of cold beef bourguignon. She says my mama's working late. Mrs. Patterson next door told me rich folks throw away good food. No fear, no judgment. Just a kid who needed help and wasn't too proud to ask. That alone nearly broke me. So I gave her my dinner. She offered a deal in return. "You give me food, I'll give you something better. I can make you walk again. You know what I mean?" Part of me wanted to throw her out for making a joke about the one thing I wanted most. But she just smiled, pure, honest, not a trace of pity. And somehow, against every bitter instinct, I promised I'd see her again. Next morning, for the first time in years, I was actually looking forward to something. Mrs. Chen, my housekeeper, nearly fainted when I said I wanted to see a guest. Lily showed up with a wilted flower, a thank you for dinner. She sat across from me, legs swinging, asking if she could see my legs. She touched my knee, gentle, no fear, and said, "They're just sleeping. When things are really tired, they sleep a long time, but they always wake up." I almost laughed, but not quite. For 20 years, doctors, therapists, healers all promised me hope for a price. But here was this kid offering it for free. "How exactly do you plan to make me walk?" I asked. She tells me, "First you gotta want to walk for the right reason, not for you, for someone else." I tell her, "I just want to be the person I used to be." She says, "That's wanting something for yourself. What if you could walk again, but only if you help someone else?" I didn't have an answer. She didn't care. "We'll figure it out," she said. "I'll come back tomorrow." And I let her. That night, across the street, Lily's mother, Maggie, was working late at her third job, worrying about a daughter who believes in magic in a world that rarely offers it. Maggie had seen the hard side of life, single mom, 3 jobs, always one step from disaster. When she found out about Lily's visits, she was ready to call the cops. But then I showed up, introduced myself, explained everything. Let her see the house, the safe space, no secrets. She came over for coffee, baseball bat in hand, just in case. Yeah, I respected that. Good mothers don't take chances. But as we sat there with Lily, showing Maggie the echo in my fancy foyer, something changed. Maggie told me about her life running herself ragged. Still never enough for Lily. And Lily, listening to us, announced, "You both need each other. Mr. Bob's lonely. We're hungry." It's like puzzle pieces. It stung because it was true. Dinner the next night, just the 3 of us at a table set for family instead of show. For the first time in 20 years, I laughed. Really laughed. Lily told us she wanted to be a doctor to fix people's hearts. She looked at me and said, "Your heart is closed. That's why your legs don't work. If your heart remembers how to send love to your feet, they'll wake up." I wanted to tell her it doesn't work that way, but maybe, just maybe, I didn't want to argue anymore. It wasn't long before the world came crashing in. Maggie got an eviction notice 2 months behind on rent out by the end of the week. She tried to hide it, but I saw her crying. I offered her the guest suite, her own kitchen, her own space, no rent. Just help managing the house, and if I'm honest, help remembering why life was worth living. She almost refused, but Lily Everwise called it heart medicine. Maggie agreed on one condition: we're not charity, we pay our own way. I said, deal. Just like that, we became a family of sorts. 2 weeks into January, it was Lily who led the way. She'd give me a cookie and say, think of 3 good things. Some days I managed it, some days I didn't. But over time, something shifted. I started feeling again. Then one afternoon, a tingling in my leg, barely there but real. I called Maggie, told her, and for the first time I believed maybe, just maybe, Lily was right. Dr. Winters, my neurologist, was skeptical, but she ran the tests. The scans showed something impossible: nerve pathways reconnecting. She told me I don't believe in miracles, but I can't deny the evidence. She wanted to meet Lily and Maggie see the magic for herself. Of course, not everyone saw it that way. My mother Eleanor arrived one morning worried sick about rumors of a gold-digging single mom and a miracle scam. She saw the truth for herself: the drawings on my fridge, Lily's flower in her hand, laughter in a house that hadn't seen joy in decades. She told me, "You look alive again. That's all that matters." For the first time, she didn't try to fix me, she just believed. But then came the lawyers. My ex-wife Catherine suing for half, claiming I'd lost my mind and was being manipulated. Headlines screaming gold digger con millionaire into miracle cure. A court psychiatrist, Dr. Chen, questioning my sanity. I looked at Maggie scared, questioning if she was doing the right thing. But I told her, "You're my family. Let them talk." Lily, wise beyond her years, told us, when good things start happening, bad people try to stop it. But they can't, because love is stronger. That girl could lead an army. The real twist, Dr. Winters called with news that'd make any scientist rethink reality. My scans showed nerve regeneration at a rate never seen before. If this continues, she said, you'll walk again, maybe in 6 months. I was terrified. Would Maggie and Lily still want me if I wasn't broken? Was our family just built on need? I told Maggie my fears. She said, "You think I fell in love with your wheelchair? I fell in love with a man who remembered how to hope. Your leg's getting better. That's just a bonus." Then Lily, of course, it was Lily, announced tomorrow is the day Mr. Bob remembers how to walk. And damned if she wasn't right. The next morning, with sunlight pouring into the kitchen, Lily dared me to try. I stood shaking, but standing, then walked wobbly, awkward, but walking across the room to her open arms. Maggie sobbed. Lily cheered, and for a minute it felt like the world stood still. Doctors called it a miracle. Tabloids called it a scam. The truth, 3 broken people became whole because they finally learned how to trust, how to care, how to fight for something bigger than themselves. We even made it official wedding of the year, they said. Me walking down the aisle, Maggie on my arm, Lily dropping petals and giggling, my mother crying in the front row holding Lily's flower. Even Dr. Winters was there watching the impossible happen. Maybe that's what real miracles are, not lightning bolts or magic words, but people choosing to believe, to love, to fight for each other, even when the world tells them it's hopeless. So what do you think? Does love really heal the impossible, or was I just lucky enough to find the right people at the worst time? You tell me. Drop your thoughts below. Who gets to say what's possible in a world like this? Because if you ask me, sometimes the miracle isn't walking. Sometimes it's just learning how to live again.